Welcome to all. Telugu Rathams voluntary organization, Sufala Foundation, and luminaries present today. The highlights of P.V. Narasimha Rao, the erstwhile Prime Minister of India, who hails from Telugu land. This year happens to be the birth centenary year of Narasimha Rao Garu. From 2020 June to next June 28, this year is going on with so many programs, seminars, reviews, etc. Since he hails from Telangana, Telangana government has most appropriately declared the birth centenary year as the official program throughout the year, and every day somewhere or the other is recapturing points either in meetings, seminars, or book reviews, or every Monday literary supplements. His things are coming. So today happened to be his death anniversary. Let us pay tribute, regards, and salutes to the great personality who has left his impression as Prime Minister, coinciding with the economic reforms, which was a global phenomena, and during his stewardship, India also adopted and implemented. So let us see the silent features of P.V. Narasimha Rao in his political career as well as his personal life. A leader who did not belong to the Nehru Gandhi family and a man known as the very personification of Arya Chanakya in politics was elected the leader of the Congress Parliamentary Party. He held the Prime Minister's post for 5 years when the Congress Party was in minority in the Lok Sabha. He is the Telugu Tejam Pamulaparthi Venkata Narasimha Rao, popularly known as PV. PV was born on 28th June 1921, and we are now in his birth centenary year. In Lakkavaram village of Narsampet Taluk in Warangal district, he belonged to Wangara of Karimnagar district. He was an intellectual even when young. He passed the matriculation examination in first class. When he was studying the intermediate class, he took part in the Vande Mataram movement and was expelled from the university. He continued his studies in Nagpur and Pune and completed his BA and LLB degrees, that is law. Returning to Hyderabad, he enrolled as a junior of Burgula Ramakrishna Rao and practiced law, but the arrangement did not last long. PV took part in Swami Ramananda Tirth's state freedom movement. PV was a polyglot. He could speak fluently in Telugu, Sanskrit, Urdu, Hindi, Persian, Arabic, Marathi, Kannada, and Spanish languages. He was the chairman of the Gnanapith Award Committee for 9 years. He translated Kavisamrat Vishwanath Satyanarayana's Veyi Padagalu as Sahasrapan in Hindi and won an award as the best translator from Sahitya Academy, Delhi. PV had great respect for Vishwanath Satyanarayana, who was also a poet laureate in Andhra Pradesh government. PV became a minister of the state government in 1962. Brahmanand Reddy was the chief minister then. Mr. Reddy used to look for PV during the Congress or assembly meetings, saying, "Where is our Brahaspati?" When PV was the Minister of Education, the service he rendered for the growth of Telugu language is unforgettable. The white paper he presented in the Legislative Assembly on this topic and the speech he made surprised the research scholars even. The paper he presented stands as a proof of his scholarship, his sensitive argumentation, and his knowledge and intellect. 5 months before the fifth general elections, he became the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. People called him the stopgap Chief Minister. They also said that someone else would be the Chief Minister after elections. Some doubted whether he would be able to manage the politics of Andhra Pradesh. But after the elections, PV became the Chief Minister, proving wrong the analysis of the political pundits. He gave off the ministerial posts to the representatives of the backward classes and women, and thus started a new trend. He introduced land reforms which enraged the landlords, and he had resigned his post. The land reforms introduced by PV remained the landmark during his chief ministership. 18 acres of wetland or 34 acres of dry land was decided as the maximum one could hold. The act which he introduced to prevent land being transferred to others hit the landowners hard. He said that unless the economic power was decentralized, political decentralization was not possible. Many chief ministers in the country followed the mode of his land reforms. After he resigned as the chief minister, he was the secretary of the All India Congress Committee for 2 years. In 1980, he joined the government of Indira Gandhi as a minister and remained a central minister for nearly 10 years. He held all the important portfolios except the finance portfolio. As foreign minister, he consolidated the prestige of our country in the country of nations. He drafted the Congress election manifesto. He gave shape to the national education policy when Rajiv Gandhi became the prime minister and created the Human Resource Development Ministry. PV was given that portfolio. When Rajiv Gandhi was killed, the Indian nation was in a confused state of fear and uncertainty. PV was made the prime minister and he consolidated the political field with stability. PV established a new trend with his cultural and scholarly speeches to set right the economic and financial conditions which were in a chaotic state. He brought Manmohan Singh, a retired governor of the Reserve Bank, and made him the finance minister, and this appointment laid the foundation for economic reforms to strengthen this area. PV became the prime minister at a time when the country was passing through economic crisis, social upheaval, and violence experienced since independence. The minority government, which PV headed, had a lurking danger of collapsing, and yet he could manage the country's stability and progress with dexterity and skill for 5 years. India's image improved internationally because of PV's able handling of the relationship with neighboring countries, except with Pakistan, of course. The law and order situation of the country also improved. Normal conditions prevailed in the Punjab, and there was a marked betterment in the progress of Kashmir. 5 decades of political experience and ability to neutralize the opposition argument against India in countries abroad and a great patience are the assets of PV Narasimha Rao, which gave him success in his political management. After he laid down office as Prime Minister, he passed away in Delhi on 23rd December 2004. His last rites were performed in Hyderabad with official honors. With this background, Now we will see highlights of his personality as well as the political as well as the role as Prime Minister. Pamaluparthi Narasimha Rao was an Indian lawyer and politician who served as the ninth Prime Minister of India from 1991 to 1996. His ascent to the Prime Ministership was politically significant in that he was the second holder of this office from a non-Hindi speaking region and the first from South India. He led an important administration overseeing economic transformation and several home incidents of affecting national security of India. Rao, who held the industries portfolio, was personally responsible for the dismantling the license Raj, and as this came under the purview of the Minister of Commerce and Industry, reversing the socialist policies of Rajiv Gandhi government. He is often referred to the as the father of Indian economic reforms. Future Prime Ministers Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Manmohan Singh continued the economic reform policies pioneered by Rao's government. He employed Dr. Manmohan Singh as finance minister to embark on historic economic transition. With Rao's mandate, Dr. Manmohan Singh launched India's globalization angle of the reforms that implemented the International Monetary Fund policies to rescue the almost bankrupt nation from economic collapse. Rao was also referred to as Chanakya, Arya Chanakya, for his ability to steer economic and political legislation through the parliament at a time when he headed a minority government. According to a former foreign minister of India, Natwar Singh, unlike Nehru, his knowledge of Sanskrit was profound. Nehru had a temper, PV a temperament. His roots were deep in the spiritual and religious soil of India. He did not need to discover discover of India, discover India. 11th President of India, APJ Abdul Kalam, described Rao as a patriotic statesman who believed that nation is bigger than the political system. Kalam acknowledged that Rao, in fact, asked him to get ready for nuclear tests in 1996, but they were not carried out as government at center got changed due to 1996 general elections. These tests were later conducted by Vajpayee-led NDA government. In fact, Rao briefed Vajpayee on nuclear plans. Rao's term as Prime Minister was an eventful one in India's history. Besides marking a paradigm shift from the industrializing mixed economic model of Jawaharlal Nehru to a market driven one, his years as Prime Minister also saw the emergence of the Bharatiya Janata Party, a major right wing party, as an alternative to the Indian National Congress, which had been governing India for most of its post independence history. Rao's term also saw the destruction of the Babri Mosque in Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh when BJP's Kalyan Singh was chief minister, which triggered one of the worst Hindu Muslim riots in the country since its independence. Rao died in 2004 of a heart attack in New Delhi. He was cremated in Hyderabad. He was a versatile thinker with interest in a variety of subjects, other than politics, of course, such as literature and computer software, including computer programming. He spoke 17 languages. Although heavily criticized during his tenure, and even sidelined later by his own party. Retrospective evaluations have been kinder, even positioning him as one of the best prime ministers of India in various polls and analysis. His achievements include steering India through the 91 economic reforms, rather crisis, completing a tenure with a minority government, establishing diplomatic relations with Israel, starting India's Lok Sabha, India's Look East policy, rekindling India's nuclear program, defeating the 1994 United Nations resolution against India, effectively handling insurgency in Punjab, tough policy against terrorism in Kashmir, and opening partial diplomatic relations with Taiwan. Let us see important aspects of his early life. P.V. Narasimha Rao was born on 28th June 1921 in a Telugu-speaking Niyogi Brahmin family in the village of Lakhnepalli village of Narsampeta Mandal in Warangal district, now in Telangana. Later, he was adopted and brought to Vangara, a village in Bhemadevara Mandal of Karimnagar district in Telangana, the then part of Hyderabad state. When he was 3 years old, his father Pamulaparthi Sitaramarao and mother Pamulaparthi Rukminamma known as, hailed from agrarian families. Popularly known as PV, he completed part of his primary education in Katukuru village of Bhimadevarapalli Mandal in Karimnagar district by staying in his relative Gabbeta Radhakrishna Rao's house and studying for his bachelor's degree in the Arts College at the Usmania University. P.V. Narasimha Rao, yes, P.V. Narasimha Rao was a part of Vande Mataram movement in the late 1930s in the Hyderabad state. He later went on to Hislop College, now under Nagpur University, where he completed a master's degree in law. He completed his law from Ferguson College in Pune of the University of Bombay, now in Mumbai. Along with his distant cousin Pamulaparthi Sadasivarao, C.H. Raja Narendra, and Devulapalli Damodar Rao, P.V. edited a Telugu weekly magazine called Kakatiya Patrika in the 1940s. Both P.V. and Sadasivarao contributed articles under the pen name Jaya Vijaya. He served as the chairman of the Telugu Academy in Andhra Pradesh from 1968 to 1974. Regarding his political career, Rao was an active freedom fighter during the Indian independence movement and joined full-time politics after independence as a member of Indian National Congress. He served as an elected representative for Andhra Pradesh State Assembly from 1957 to 1977. It is more than 20 years. He served in various ministerial positions in Andhra government from 1962 to 1973. He became the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh in 1971 and implemented land reforms and land ceilings act strictly. He secured reservation for lower castes in politics during his tenure. President rule had to be imposed to counter the Jayandhra movement during his tenure. He supported Indira Gandhi in formation of new Congress party in 1969 by splitting the Indian National Congress. This was the later regrouped as Congress I Party 1978. He served as a member of Parliament Lok Sabha from Andhra Pradesh districts in 1972. He rose to national prominence in 1972 by handling several diverse portfolios, most significantly home, defense, and foreign affairs in the cabinets of both Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi from 1980 to 84 and then from 1988 to 89. In fact, it is speculated that he was in post of India's presidency along with Jail Singh in 1982. Rao was very nearly retired from politics in 1991. It was the assassination of the Congress President Rajiv Gandhi that persuaded him to make comeback as the Congress had won the largest number of seats in 1991. He had an opportunity to head the minority government as Prime Minister. He was the first person outside the Nehru Gandhi family to serve as a Prime Minister for 5 continuous years. The first to hail from the elections from the state of Andhra Pradesh and from the outside the Nehru Gandhi family to serve as a Prime Minister for 5 continuous years. The first to hail from the Andhra Pradesh and also the first from southern India. Since Rao had not contested the general elections, he then participated in a by-election in Nandyal to join the parliament with a victory margin records of 5 lakhs votes, and his win was recorded in the Guinness Book of Records. And he was Prime Minister of India at that time. Later on in 1996, he was MP from Behrampur, Ganjam, Odisha state. His cabinet include Sharad Pawar himself, a strong contender for the Prime Minister post as Defense Minister. It went on like this. Narasimha Rao fought and won elections from different parts of the country and Orissa. As Prime Minister, he saw a successful completion of so many portfolios, that is economic reforms, national security, foreign policy and crisis management, and economic crisis and initiation of liberalization. He was also known as father of Indian nuclear program. Is He was rated excellent in handling of two Telugu separate state movements, and also in Babri mosque riots. The action initiated by him in his own way was also well appreciated, though there are here and there some criticism is there. So a major another disaster in Latur earthquake also handled to the satisfaction of majority of people. And also Purulia arms drop case, it shows his was charged for facilitation of his safe exit, although it was never proved. Corruption charges and all charges levied were proved acquitted, which show that also shows his the non-controversial aspect in finance. Later, later life and financial difficulties he faced as a person, in spite of significant achievements in a difficult situation. In 1996 general elections, the Indian electorate voted out Rao's Congress party. Soon, Sonia Gandhi's supporters forced Mr. Rao to step down as party president. He was replaced by Sitaram Kesari. Rao rarely spoke of his personal views and opinions during his 5 year tenure. After his retirement from national politics, he published a novel called The Insider, the book which follows a man's rise through the ranks of Indian politics, resembled events from Rao's own life. The The Insider book was also translated into his mother tongue as Lopale Manishi, that is the P.V. Narasimha Rao. That means the man inside. It is the transcreation from the original English version, The Insider. According to a vernacular source, despite holding many influential posts in government, he faced many financial troubles. One of his sons was educated with the assistance of his son in law. He also faced trouble mm, paying fees for a daughter who was studying medicine. According to PVRK Prasad, an Indian Administrative Service officer who was Narasimha Rao's media advisor, when the latter was Prime Minister, Rao asked his friends to sell away his house at Banjara Hills to clear the dues of liars. Rao suffered a heart attack on 9th December 2004 and was taken to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, where he died 14 days later at the age of 83. His family wanted the body cremated in Delhi. This is his Karma Bhumi. Rao's son Prabhakara told Manmohan Singh, but it is alleged that Sonia Gandhi's closest aide, Ahmad Patel, and others ensured that the body was moved to Hyderabad to and others Delhi, not to Delhi. His body was not allowed inside AICC building. His body was kept in state at the Jubilee Hall in Hyderabad. His funeral was attended by the then Prime Minister of India, Manmohan Singh, the then Home Minister Shivraj Patel, the then Bharatiya Janata Party President L.K. Advani, the then Defense Minister Pranab Mukherjee, the then Finance Minister P. Chidambaram, and many other dignitaries. Rao was a long-time widower. Since his wife died in 1970, he was survived by his 8 children. A memorial was built for P.V. Narasimha Rao, located adjacent to Sanjeevaya Park, Gyan Bhumi, and developed in 2005 in 1.2 hectares of land known as PV Gyanabhumi. The government of Telangana declared his birthday to be celebrated as a Telangana state function in 2014. 10 years after death, PV Narasimha Rao gets memorial in Delhi at Ekta Sthal, which is now integrated with Rashtriya Smriti, a common place for erecting memorials for former presidents, PMs, and others. The memorial is raised on a plinth in markable bearing text highlighting briefly his contributions. The plaque describes Rao as under known as the scholar Prime Minister of India. Sri P.V. Narasimha Rao was born on 28th June 1921 in Lakinepalli village, Warangal district in Telangana state. He rose to prominence as freedom fighter who fought the misrule of the Nizam during the formulative years of his political career. A reformer, educationist, scholar, conversant in 15 languages, and known for his intellectual contribution, he was called the Brahaspati, that is, wise man of Andhra Pradesh. As regards to his personal life, Narasimha was married to Satchamma Rao, who died on 1st July 1970. They had three sons and five daughters. His eldest son, P.V. Rangarao, was an education minister in Kotla Vijayabhaskar Reddy's cabinet and MLA from Hanumakonda Assembly constituency in Warangal district for 2 years. His second son, P.V. Rajeshwar Rao, was a member of parliament of the 11th Lok Sabha, that is 96 to 97, from Secunderabad Lok Sabha constituency. Biographical and political evaluation says that on the occasion of 25 years of economic liberalization uh, in India, there have been several books published by authors, journalists, and civil servants evaluating Rao's contributions, while Dr. Vinay Sitapati's book Offline, How P.V. Narasimha Rao Transformed India, was published in 2016, gives a renewed biographical picture of his entire life. Dr. Sanjay Baru's book, 1991, How P.V. Narasimha Rao Made History, published in 2016, and Jairam Ramesh, a book from the Brink to Back India 1991 story in 2015 focuses on his role in unleashing the reforms in the year 1991 as Prime Minister of India. In the year 2019, an independent biographical documentary film named PV Change with the Continuity in 2019, directed and produced by Shravani Kotta and Srikar Reddy Gopaladine, has been released on Vimeo on demand streaming platform. The, the documentary features rare archival footage and interviews of several distinguished people closely related to Rao's life and work. The major achievements, in addition to his intellectual personality and political life, Rao's are much influenced and professional in his literary achievements. Rao's mother tongue was Telugu and he had an excellent command of Marathi, in addition to eight other Indian languages, that is Hindi, Oriya, Bengali, Gujarati, Kannada, Sanskrit, Tamil, and Urdu. He spoke English, French, Arabic, Spanish, German, and Persian languages. He was able to speak 17 languages all put together. Due to his college education in Ferguson College in Pune, then an affiliated college of the University of Mumbai, but now with Pune University, he became a very prolific reader and speaker of Marathi. He translated He translated the great Telugu literary work Veyi Padagalu of Kavisamrat Viswanatha Satyanarayana into Hindi as Sahasrafand. He also translated Harinarayana Apte's Marathi novel Pan Lakshat Kongero. But who pays his attention is the title into Telugu. He was also invited to be the chief guest of Akhila Bharatiya Akhila Bharatiya Marathi Sahitya Sammelan when he gave speech in Marathi. In his later life, he wrote his autobiography, The Insider, which depicts his experiences in politics. Sonia Gandhi praised contributions of all Congress prime ministers except P.V. Narasimha Rao in her speech, making no mention of Rao in her 15-minute speech. She said Rajiv Gandhi scripted the course of economic policies that were followed by the government headed by Rao for the following 5 years. Even today, the Congress leadership shows extreme reluctance to acknowledge the role P.V. Narasimha Rao played in appointing Manmohan Singh as his finance minister and giving him the freedom to unveil the economic reforms package to bail the Indian economy out of an unprecedented crisis. The Congress leadership was correct in blaming Narasimha Rao for his political judgment on the Ayodhya issue. But it is now time the same leadership also acknowledged Narasimha Rao's role in ushering in economic reforms. As far as awards received by Narasimha Rao, Rao was awarded the Pratibha Murthy Lifetime Achievement Award. Many people across the party line supported the name of P.V. Narasimha Rao, but Bharat Ratna, Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao supported the move to give Bharat Ratna to Rao. Even BJP leader Subramanya Swamy supported the move to give Bharat Ratna to Mr. Rao. According to Sanjay Baru, PM Manmohan Singh wanted to give Bharat Ratna to Rao during his tenure. In September 2020, Telangana Legislative Assembly adopted a resolution seeking to confer Bharat Ratna on Rao. The resolution also requested the central government to rename the University of Hyderabad, that is Central University, after P.V. Narasimha Rao's name. Year-long centenary celebrations. In June 2020, Government of Telangana, led by Telangana Rashtra Samiti, has declared to organize 1 year long centenary celebrations of Rao. The state government also decided to set up a memorial and 5 bronze statues at various places, including Hyderabad, Warangal, Karimnagar, Vangara, and Delhi. The During the entire centenary celebrations of a year, as decided by Telangana government as their official policy, every Monday in a Telugu daily, Namaste Telangana, invariably a feature article comes every year with every week with one theme of highlighting his caliber in Telugu literature and his other personality factors comes article. So this is a good sign of his uh, in Telugu language as a literature personality and other personality who served the nation with human service. There were many citations on Mr. Rao. So on the occasion of his death anniversary today, 23rd December, particularly keeping in view his birth centenary year, that is June 2022, 2022, June 2021, is remembrances are recapitulated again and again in a proper occasion of the birth centenary celebrations, and many programs are being held, literary seminars and other economic reforms are being held, and in Supala Foundation and luminaries of the organs of the Telugu Ratham also felt that on the occasion of his death anniversary, and also as the main focus of the important birth centenary event that is going on in the current year, we have decided to give a wide aspects of his personality and its achievements as a tribute on his death anniversary. Let us also continue the similar and other uncovered aspects in the coming months on various occasions during the birth centenary years of uh, Pamulaparti Venkata Narasimha, known as PV, who is the Telugu son, pride of pride nature and proud to all the not only Telugu community, but not only to Indian community, but the world as a whole. So we respect, salute, and pay tributes to PV Narasimha on this great occasion. We will come with another feature of remembrances of another luminary at the earliest to you. Till then, goodbye, good night.